Michael Schenker is a German rock guitarist, best known for his tenure in UFO, in addition to his solo band. He first rose to fame as an early member of the Scorpions, then achieved fame in the mid-1970s as the lead guitar player for UFO. Since leaving UFO in 1978, he has been leading the Michael Schenker Group in various incarnations. He has rejoined UFO 3 times, producing an album each time. He is the younger brother of Rudolf Schenker, who is still a guitarist with the Scorpions. His career has had many ups and downs, partly due to a long history of alcoholism and personal problems. Still, Schenker continues to perform and record. He has been called a legendary figure in the history of metal guitar. Career = early career and rise to fame, Scorpions and UFO = Michael Schenker started playing guitar at an early age, after his brother Rudolf brought home a Gibson Flying V guitar, which captured his imagination. He played his first gig when he was 11, with Rudolf and the Scorpions in a nightclub. Schenker debuted with Scorpions on their debut album Lonesome Crow at age 17. The Scorpions went on tour after recording their first album, opening up for upcoming UK band UFO in Germany. Schenker was offered the position of lead guitar player for UFO and, with the blessing of his brother, accepted, even though he didn't speak English. Schenker co-wrote most of the songs on UFO's major label debut album Phenomenon. His career with UFO was turbulent, sometimes walking off mid-song causing shows to be cancelled. Despite having a series of successful albums and tours, Schenker finally left UFO soon after the last show of their U.S. tour in Palo Alto, California, in October 1978. During this tour, the band recorded their seminal live album Strangers in the Night, which was released after he left the band. Schenker briefly rejoined the Scorpions in late 1978, when they were recording the album Love Drive. In 1979, Schenker toured with the band in support of the album, but left the band 3 months later, following occasions when he could not perform on stage due to fatigue and alcohol problems. He was permanently replaced by Matthias Jabs, who had originally joined the Scorpions before Schenker's return. Schenker was one of many guitarists to audition for the lead guitar spot in the Rolling Stones in the mid-1970s following Mick Taylor's dismissal. He also auditioned for Aerosmith in 1979 after Joe Perry left. According to Martin Huxley, Schenker stormed out of the room after producer Gary Leon made several jokes about Nazis. After the death of Randy Rhoads, Ozzy Osbourne's first call was to Schenker to replace Rhoads, as the German guitarist and his iconic Flying V were a huge influence on Rhoads. But, Osbourne claims, Schenker made too many outlandish demands. Schenker himself, in an interview with KNAC Radio, claims he was the one to say no to Osbourne. "If I would have joined Ozzy Osbourne, one would have screwed up my life. I was almost about to do it, and something told me, don't." Michael Schenker Group, Macaulay Schenker Group and UFO reunion In 1979, Schenker started a solo career by founding the Michael Schenker Group. The history of MSG is strewn with personality conflicts and incidents. In 1982, original singer Gary Barden, who sang on the first 2 studio albums and a live album, was fired in favor of Graham Bonnet. Bonnet lasted 1 album and a single gig, at Sheffield University, where he drunkenly exposed himself and was subsequently fired from the band. Barden rejoined MSG for the rest of the tour. He also appeared on the 1983 studio album and the band's second live album. After Barden's second departure, Schenker reorganized the band around himself and new singer Robin McAuley and renamed it the Macaulay Schenker Group. The new incarnation of MSG was steered toward a more commercial hard rock sound. After 3 albums, Schenker and McAuley parted company. In the meantime, he briefly replaced Robin Crosby in Rat, appearing on their 1990 MTV Unplugged performance. In 1993, Schenker rejoined UFO. He co-wrote nearly the whole of their reunion album, Walk on Water, and toured with them briefly. He then resurrected the Michael Schenker Group with all new members and recorded 3 more albums, Written in the Sand, The Unforgiven, and Be Aware of Scorpions before rejoining UFO for 2 further releases, Covenant and Sharks. 2000 Euro present Schenker fell on hard times in the early 2000s, despite his rejoining UFO that year. He picked himself up and got back to making and performing music, recording the album Arachnophobiac and supporting it with 2 years of touring. In 2004, recognition came from Dean Guitars, which began producing a Schenker signature Dean V. 2005 was the 25th anniversary of the Michael Schenker Group. Schenker put together a new album of songs called Tales of Rock and Roll to celebrate the anniversary and enlisted singers from each iteration of the band to sing on the album. However, in that same year the collection Heavy Hitters, a set of covers featuring Schenker and a revolving group of heavy metal all-stars, was marketed as a Michael Schenker Group album, with the result that Schenker only received a flat fee. After nearly disastrous North American and European tours in 2007, which included cancelled shows and less than stellar performances caused by heavy drinking, Schenker regained his composure and toured in the UK as Michael Schenker and Friends in 2008. Early 2008, Schenker worked with Gary Barden, Donna Ray, Simon Phillips, and Neil Murray on a new MSG album In the Midst of Beauty, which was released in May 2008, followed by touring. In 2009 Schenker toured extensively including Russia, UK and the US with MSG including original members Gary Barden and Chris Glenn. In November 2010, Schenker was given the Marshall 11 Award in London along other rock legends including Ron Wood and Slash. The award was presented to Schenker by Alice Cooper, with Jimmy Page, Tony Iommi and John Paul Jones also in attendance. The award is given to those artists and musicians who represent rock and roll excess and living on the edge. In 2011 Schenker released a new album, Temple of Rock. It was supported with a tour of Europe, Japan and the USA. In Europe the lineup included Herman Rebel on drums and Francis Buchholz on bass, both former members of the Scorpions, and Doogie White, formerly singer for Rainbow, and Inge Malmsteen. With this lineup he recorded the album Bridge the Gap, which was released in 2013. In August 2012 Schenker received a Lifetime Achievement in Rock and Roll Award from Vegas Rocks magazine. The award was presented by David Coverdale of Whitysnake. During the award ceremony Schenker performed with Sammy Hagar of Chickenfoot, Montrose and Van Halen. Instruments and sound: Schenker's main guitar for much of his career was a Gibson Flying V, which he typically played through a wah-wah pedal and Marshall amplifiers. His unmistakable mid-range tone emphasized by the partially engaged wah, as exemplified on the song Rock Bottom from the UFO album Strangers in the Night, was listed among the 50 greatest tones of all time by Guitar Player magazine. In recent years Schenker has switched to using a signature model Dean V in 2007 Dean Guitars, after producing a signature Schenker Dean V, also made 2 acoustic models with a familiar black and white V design. In video games, the Michael Schenker Group's song, Armed and Ready, featured in Guitar Hero, Metallica. The song Assault Attack was featured in Bra One Quarter Tal Legend. Awards and recognition, placed on Guitar World magazine's 100 Greatest Heavy Metal Guitarists. Ontario, 2010 Schenker was given the Marshall 11 Award. Michael Schenker accepts his Rock Guitar Legend Award at the Vegas Rocks Magazine Music Awards 2012, on June 16, 2014. Michael Schenker was honored the Golden God Icon Award at the Metal Hammer Golden God Awards at the Indio 2 in London, which was presented to him by Joe Perry of Aerosmith. Influence: Schenker has been on the covers of many guitar magazines and has influenced many notable guitar players, including Kirk Hammett and James Hetfield, Dave Mustaine. Discography: with Scorpions Lonesome Crow, Fly to the Rainbow, Love Drive. With UFO Phenomenon, Fawcett, No Heavy Petting, Lights Out, Obsession, Strangers in the Night, Walk on Water, Covenant, Sharks. With Michael Schenker Group The Michael Schenker Group, MSG, One Night at Budokan, Assault Attack, Built to Destroy, Rock Will Never Die, Written in the Sand, The Michael Schenker Story Live, The Unforgiven World Tour, Be Aware of Scorpions, Arachnophobiac, Heavy Hitters, Dr. Doctor, The Kulik Sessions, by invitation only. Tales of Rock and Roll, In the Midst of Beauty, the 30th Anniversary Concerto Live in Tokyo. With Michael Schenker Group Perfect Timing, Save Yourself, MSG, Nightmare, The Acoustic MSG. Unplugged Live. Solo Thank You Too, Thank You with Orchestra, Adventures of the Imagination, The Odd Trio, Thank You 3, Dreams and Expressions, Thank You 4. Michael Schenker's Temple of Rock Temple of Rock, Live in Europe, Bridge the Gap, Spirit on a Mission. Schenker Patterson Summit Schenker Patterson Summit to The Endless Jam, Schenker Patterson Summit to The Endless Jam continues. Contraband Contraband. Schenker Baden Schenker Baden a Euro acoustic project, Gypsy Lady. Other Schenker projects Look at Me Now as Guest, Legends of Rock at Castle Donington, The Plot, Under Construction, Sergei Schwartz and the Electric Guitar Legends, Sergei Schwartz and the Rock Legends, Heavy Metal Thunder, Numbers from the Beast, Agony and Ecstasy, Sergei Schwartz and Michael Schenker, Lived Together, Metal X Maz, Strangers in the Night, Seeking Major Tom. Compilations The Essential Michael Schenker Group, The Story of Michael Schenker, Armed and Ready a The Best of the Michael Schenker Group, The Michael Schenker Story Live, see also The Michael Schenker Story Live, the audio recording. Forever and More, The Best of Michael Schenker, Greatest Riffs, Instrumental Intensity. MSG Videography, Rock Will Never Die, The Michael Schenker Story Live, Live in Tokyo 1997, Worldwide Live 2004, the 30th Anniversary Concert, Live in Tokyo. References. External links, Official website, 2015 Michael Schenker interview on guitar.com.